Foreclosures at an all-time high. Loan modifications are making the news. Short sales are now a household word. Things have changed in the last 3 years. Stop Foreclosure 3 Ways is the name of this video. It's also the name of my website, stopforeclosure3ways.com. In this short video, I'm going to describe 3 methods that are working to stop foreclosures in America. They are loan modifications, mortgage replacement, which most of you haven't heard of, and short sales. To start with, loan modifications. By the way, at the end of this video is the contact information should you want more information about any of the 3. Loan modifications are predicted to be more than 10 million this year. The reason for it is simple. The banks, the big banks and little banks, have finally awakened to smell the coffee, recognizing that financially they're far better off dealing with us, the homeowners, rather than foreclosing. The banks save thousands of dollars rather than foreclose by dealing with us on modifying our loans. They don't have to put money into reserves for foreclosed homes. They don't have to fix up and resell homes or pay commissions on the resale of homes. They have a better cash flow because we continue to make our payments rather than if we're in foreclosure, the bank won't even take our payments. It's also better on the balance sheet of the bank because a foreclosed home is called a non-performing asset, which means they can borrow less money, which means they've got less money to lend. From a homeowner's perspective, this is great because a loan modification doesn't affect your credit, and the reality is, even though this doesn't seem to be fair, is you can get a better rate right now with horrible credit if you do a loan modification or have someone do it correctly for you than if you had absolutely perfect credit. You can have the stress in your household stop. You can have a mortgage payment you can live with that you know is permanent. You can even have past due amounts forgiven and loan balances reduced. Here's an example where a person had a 7.875% mortgage in the beginning. The law firm negotiated it down to 6%. Payments went from $5,200 down to $4,100. It's $1,000 savings. Past due amount of $8,800 was simply forgiven. The term went from 30 years to 27. How is that possible? Well, in that $1,000 difference each month, part of the payment of $4,100 is $800 principal that's going to reduce the loan balance, and that's how it ends up being paid off 3 years early. If you want to visit our website, Loan Mods or Us, I do have the 22 most frequently asked questions there available for you. We use a network of 9 law firms that will evaluate your circumstance free. If they accept you as a client, there's 97% successful in getting your loan modified. If they can't, they give back your money. Every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, we have a conference call. Here's the information to call in and the code for the call if you like, or all my contact info. Mortgage replacement. Some people call it the America's best kept secret. Who do we owe the secret to? Good old Uncle Sam and all of his laws. Here are 6 acts that have all collectively 180 laws that each bank has to comply with on each loan to each homeowner in America. Guess what? They don't. Here are all the players that are involved in this. It gets a little complex, so I'm going to do the short version here. I'm going to give you my contact information. I'll explain it in detail if you like. Homeowner has a mortgage with the bank. The government's got 180 laws to protect us. Well, we hire a company who then in turn hires a law firm to put to task the bank to make sure that they have done full compliance with all 180 laws. When we find out that they haven't, the law firm contacts the judge. Judge says, "Ooh, Mr. Banker, you're in trouble." Well, the banker has to then deal with the Justice Department to prove that they've complied. When they don't comply, it goes back to the judge, and the judge says, "Wow, you owe the homeowner a boatload of money in penalties, fees, fines." And at that point, what happens is your mortgage, in almost all instances, will be paid off from the fines and penalties that the federal judge mandates that the bank pay to you. A new mortgage then replaces the old one at half of the then existing size at 2% for 40 years. There's no qualifying for this mortgage. There are no closing costs for this mortgage. There's no PMI on this mortgage, and it's even fully assumable. So here's an example. If your existing mortgage was $250, at 8% your payments are about $1,800. Your new mortgage would be $125, or half the existing. 2% interest, payments under $400. That's a $1,400 a month savings, over $15,000 savings annually. If you had a larger mortgage, let's say $400,000 at 6.5%, payments would be about $2,500. New mortgage, $200,000, 2%, payments of around $600 per month. That's principal and interest. That's a savings of over $1,900 per month, or $20,000 plus per year. Now, if you don't want to stay in your home, a short sale is probably one of your best possible solutions. The advantage to a short sale is it will stop the foreclosure, and you see I have usually, because here's how it works. The company we recommend is Nationwide Short Sale Service. They make an offer to the bank almost immediately. When the bank gets the offer, most of the time they will call whoever the law firm is handling the foreclosure and stop it. They want to see if they can cut a deal with you. Another nice part of this is the realtor does what they do best, and that isn't contacting the bank for a short sale. Realtors show homes and write offers. That's all they can do. That's what they do best. From your perspective, a successful short sale shows as a satisfied debt versus a foreclosure on your credit report. Additionally, your homeowner, that's you and me, stay in your home months and many times even over a year while the process goes on and on and on, and the bank is not going to accept our payments. So we're staying there rent-free for the time period it takes to get this done. Cost of this is $395 with one mortgage, $495 with two. Anyone that I've ever explained this to says, whoa, 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 no way they make money at those rates. Well, they don't. They get paid by the bank or by the buyer of your home. One of the two. It never costs you any additional money to use their services. Don't wait. Do something. Check it out. Learn more. Go to stopforeclosure3ways.com or call me or email me at stopforeclosure3ways.com. We have the three methods I've just talked to you about in a spreadsheet form, side by side, so it's easy to evaluate. Again, my contact info. Hope this has been helpful. May God richly bless you and yours today.